REMC, and I want to thank all of you for coming out today. We have had so much support from the community on this project. It's unbelievable, and this is just a testament to that support, and I really appreciate that. I haven't had any comments to the negative on this project, and I'm just so happy that we could do this, and our members can participate in this program at no additional cost. This project is projected to not only pay for itself, but save our members between $2 and $4 million over the next 20 years. So really excited about this. We are, I'm gonna make a few announcements, then we'll do the ribbon cutting, and then Jim will follow that up. And I do want to say that my favorite part of this entire project is on that sign right over there are all of the Fulton County businesses that participated, were subcontractors. I know Jim will name them, but to me, I mean, it's just been a total community project, and I appreciate everybody's support. I know the board does, and our employees. So I just wanted to say that. You know, this land, it wasn't farm ground. Well, part of it was, but it was pretty wet. We did do some drainage on this land, but it was basically a scrub woods. I want to thank Lumitech for agreeing to sell us that land, and then Jim and Linda Earp, thank you so much for giving us or selling us part of yours to put this project together. Really excited about you know, how it looks right now, but it will look better, and the opportunities that it will allow for high school students maybe to come and tour, or kids to come and look at it, just to learn about solar and battery storage. And what's unique about this project, and I think it's the first one in Indiana, the solar panels produce electricity. They produced 113,500 kilowatt hours as of September 8th. Did I ruin something for you? Okay. Which is about 103 homes on our average. So we've produced enough energy here to power 103 homes just since September 8th. We can also store the energy that's produced by the solar panels, and then what really makes this project viable are the Tesla batteries, where we can reduce our peak at peak times, and that is actually how we're paying for the system and showing the reduction in costs. So I'll turn it over to Dick.
Thank you. Testing. You hear it? Cheering group straight out from me. Well, it's a great day today that we are celebrating. As you can see, I'm in a wheelchair, and a year ago was diagnosed with ALS. That's a Lou Gehrig disease. For you younger people, Lou Gehrig was a great baseball player. And on his last appearance at Yankee Stadium, when he had been diagnosed with ALS, he said something like this: "I'm the luckiest guy in the world with all the athletic talents I had and the life I had so far." I will challenge him on that, because I think I am the luckiest guy. I'm 87 years old, and I've had a great life, and by the way, ALS is terminal. They gave me 6 months to 6 years. Well, that was a year ago, so We don't listen to that. I look back at my life. I had great parents who went through the Depression. That's where you learn a work ethic. For some, maybe don't know what that means yet, but maybe they will. I had a great wife for 57 years, 3 great kids, 7 great grandchildren, and so for me, life is good. Our family's always been involved in green things. We have at our house, we have a turbine and the panels both. So sorry about that, Joe. I don't pay you much. Well, when we talk about REMC, what fine memories I have. When I was 7 years old, REMC came to our farmhouse. We had no electricity, of course, but Mom and Dad got along well. But they came down 14, and Dad went out and talked to the crew because we were a quarter of a mile off of 14. Hey, how about running that down there? Which they did. So that gave me flush toilets, no longer using the outhouse, and of course a lot of other things. So REMC, I've been involved with REMC since that day, and they do a great service for our community. And on behalf of the bank, that just to clarify things, because I see some competitors out there. We appreciate the opportunity and the obligation that we have to finance this project. And thanks to you, Jim and Joe, you've been great to work with. We appreciate that. So good luck comes to those who work the hardest. Jim.
All right, we'll go in 1, 2, 3.
So my name is Jim Strader, and I'm president of Ag Technologies, and I am very appreciative of all of you that have turned out here today. I am, Dick, so appreciative of your coming out and for your presence here. There was no doubt in Joe's mind and my mind that when we're in a project that's innovative, that's forward-thinking, that's environmentally connected, not to mention financed by First Federal, there was no other choice to be out here. So this is an enjoyable day, and your being here makes it even more so.
Maybe if you had a choice, you would have got a better interest rate.
We haven't signed yet, Dick. Haven't where yet? So I've got a lot of thank yous. First of all, on the list of the REMC board. So last year, May, I was at the board meeting along with Andrew Horstman from Wabash Valley, which Joe, I think so Andrew was supportive of the project from Wabash Valley, and that was a very pleasant surprise. But right behind that, solidly, was the REMC board. Conversation happened through the summer. We looked at some possible locations and so forth, and at the October of 2020 meeting, we got the green light. So without that foresight on the part of the board members, and I think most, if not all of them, are here. Is that right, Joe? Without you men and women on the board having some faith in ag technologies and Joe and I and our vision of what this could be, this would not have happened. So again, just thank you so much. Joe has already mentioned Jim and Linda Earp and Neil Shepard for helping us out with the land. Our first, where we thought we might go, it didn't quite work out, and drove by here one day and stopped in at the Lumatech, and then eventually talked to Jim and Linda. So thank you for making this very possible. We went through the zoning process, and instead of the typical pushback that you hear about for utility scale stuff, some people showed up. I see Bob is here, was one of the guys that showed up to support this project. As Joe said, we've had positive support from the community, and that's just how that went. So thank you so much. Where's Chris Peterson at? So Chris and I have been doing business through New Holland, Rochester, and now Ag Technologies since he didn't have gray hair. It's been a while. So what a partnership this has been. Everything you see out here, pretty well, maybe not the electric box, everything you see out here that's galvanized, they touched. The really cool part is while this site was chosen because of the load on that circuit that's coming down here, the fact of the matter is we're making solar energy that's carbon free, and they're going to weld with it because Craig Welding is on this line just, 4 miles up the road, right? So it's a great relationship, and just enhanced by the fact that they're now on a solar energy provided circuit. So we've got another at least 25 years, Chris. So just, you're going to go from gray hair to no hair. Just trust me, that's what's going to happen. As Joe already mentioned about the local businesses, we didn't have to search very hard to keep this in Fulton County. Of course, I've mentioned Craig Welding. Is Eric Murphy here? Eric Murphy Electric, along with, where's Brandon Camp at? Did the wiring. Brandon hails from you live out here in this area somewhere, but so he would stop here and do work and then go on home. But they did a lot of electrical work. Of course, the REMC staff has been active in putting the service in and so forth, and some of those folks are out here. Joe, I don't know if they all are or not.
I know Roger's here.
Hold your hands up, guys. So
and Dustin's here.
Been that helpful. And next on my list is the guy that really made this place look like a place we could put solar. Paul Slisher, hold your hand up, Paul, will you? So it was scrub brush and it was wet. Dennis Burton farmed a little bit, a piece of this ground here. Can tell you that you didn't want to come out here when it was raining. And Paul got this place cleaned up and looking like it should. And we got the solar system put in really good shape. So Slisher Excavating is one of the subcontractors. Is Seth White here? Seth did the surveying for the property. Rod Eaton, where are you at? Over here. Did the fence work here. Just got it done, what, 2 days ago? So, and too late to make the sign, but we'll get that caught up. But Rochester Telephone Company is providing the Wi-Fi signal. I saw Joe Carter, where Joe's right there, and Tim Wagner couldn't be here with solid finish concrete. They did the concrete pad here for these batteries, and the 56,000 pounds a piece, it wasn't just a normal piece of concrete. So we got that done according to the specifications. But I'm really happy, besides just the subcontractors, to talk about the jobs that the solar project brought here and other solar projects. And the policies of the REMC have been very good, and we've got a lot of solar out here. We're confident there's 25 full-time jobs that are here because Ag Technologies started doing solar. We are, I think, the largest non-utility scale solar company in this in Indiana, maybe in some of the surrounding parts. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep on growing. I got to talk about the staff. So all you guys that helped put this thing up, hold your hands up. So it rained a little bit in June, and we didn't have the tile in yet, so they got their swimming trunks out. No, that wasn't quite that bad. And they were challenged, to say the least, to get this thing done. And we eventually, Paul got the tile in when he could later. But these guys do a lot of hard work all year long at a lot of projects. We only missed 2 weeks of performance of installations last winter. and that's because these guys are tough and they get out there and get the job done. So, you know, we can talk about planning and we can talk about financing, all the important things, but until somebody comes out here and puts those panels on a frame and bolts it together, nothing's going to happen, and these are the guys that get it done. So thank you guys for what you do. One of the things that we really need to talk about is the importance of this kind of project, and where is Steve Everly at? Come on up here, Steve. So Steve is the CEO of Hoosier for Renewables. We cooperated with a display at the State Fair, and his organization works on putting these kind of projects together. And when he found out we did this without his help, he said, "How the hell did you get that?" No, he didn't say that, but he was—I could tell he was. How'd you get that done? But we know, those of us in this business know that electric vehicles are going to challenge the grid. It's opportunity for the utilities, but it's also a challenge. And this kind of project is going to go a long way to helping that. Distributing production and storage is going to help in grid down situations, whether it's a storm or a potential terrorist attack and so forth, besides just jobs. And I want Steve to make a few comments about how important this kind of a project is and why what is done here in Fulton County sets a standard for others to follow.
Thank you, Jim. It's fantastic to be here today, y'all. Real quick bit of background, but I was in county government for about 35 years in Warren County, Indiana, about 2 hours to the southwest. Our families have been lifelong members of Warren County REMC down there, and we know the kind of work you all do when it's 20 below zero and 30-mile-an-hour wind, and we salute you. We salute all of you for the work you do. But in 2018, when I exited government, I had just finished up heavily participating in the development of a 400-megawatt wind farm called Jordan Creek Wind Farm down there in Warren County. And we currently are reaping the benefits. It's been producing power now since about last December. But the reason I wanted to go ahead and further this mission was because I do believe in clean energy. I believe in the ingenuity of Indiana and the ingenuity of small communities like we have here. It's just fantastic. But when it comes to these kind of projects, it takes a will. In 19, when I started this, we had 6 counties that had an interest in utility-scale solar projects, and in my world, that's a 100 megawatt to a 200 megawatt array. Currently, we are now helping facilitate about 35 counties with large-scale projects such as these, and yeah, we have folks that want to continue to look backwards over their shoulder, but thank goodness we have a ton of them just like you that want to look forward and understand that the future is never static. But it just means so much for me today to be here and celebrate this with all of you folks. I've already taken a ton of pictures, and we want to do even more. So look us up, Hoosiers for Renewables. We're out there, and we are trying to promote clean power, affordable power, and reliable power for Indiana. And I thank you very much for what you've done.
Thank you for those comments, Steve. So I want to put this into perspective, what you see here of the utility. Think about that. If we had 20 of these scattered around the county, that would be 100% of the production. Now that won't work because you got to have base load. There's you start running into some troubles, but that's how powerful this place is. That's what this can do, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. It's 5 acres roughly that the solar panels have. We have a 12-acre facility out here. Each one of these Tesla batteries that's behind, if you folks knew what you're standing up against, you'd probably leave, because there's enough energy in these batteries when they're fully charged, and they're about halfway right now. When they're fully charged, each one of these would run 1,100 households for a month. 2,200, the two of them together, of course, 2,200 houses. That's how much power is in those boxes. So think about that. We could scatter these around the county, and we look forward to other REMCs and other utilities using this as an example to move forward. So thanks again for all of you that come here to see what we're doing and listen to the folks about the folks that made this all possible. We'll hang around afterwards for questions and answers, so we can show you how this works. It's very simple. There are no moving parts out here. Those panels are warranted for 25 years. The inverter is the same. So this battery system could discharge every day 100% for 15 years and only lose 10% of its capacity. That's how strong this place is. So expect this thing to work for a long time, helping keep the costs down, helping keep the environment clean. Thanks again for coming.